Nothing is easy. I mean, anything that you're going to tell your child that you feel your child doesn't want to hear is not going to be easy. No matter what happens, your mother and me are always there for you. That is what is important. My other three grandparents had passed away before I was born. She was there for the birth of my first daughter, but she wasn't there for the birth of my second. And I remember missing her tremendously.
A top-notch filmmaker, a powerhouse performer and a singer. Today I have somebody who has donned so many hats and all with equal aplomb. Farhan Akhtar, welcome for a conversation on Pinkvilla. You know, this film celebrates life, which is the best part about the film. Also, Shonali has a story. Shonali has an emotional story. She lost her son. Priyanka lost her dad. So there was that sense of loss that they already felt and have been through. Has there ever been a feeling when you were shooting, like Priyanka said that there was a scene where she completely broke down. You're a parent to two kids. Was there ever a feeling where you emotionally got a little derailed because of that?
Yes, absolutely. There are many moments in the film where when you're doing the scene, you can't help it. I mean, your mind does in that moment go to, man, what if this was my daughter? You know, it does go to that. And it's just unimaginable. That feeling, the grief that comes over you. I remember the moment in the film, there's a moment in the film where the entire family comes together one final time when they know that the time has come now for Aisha to go. It was so difficult, you know, that, and you're sitting there in silence, you're not doing anything. But just that feeling, you know, it's like a wake before a wake. You know what I'm saying? Like that feeling. And it was very, very tough. So like that, there have been many scenes. And like I said, I mean, when you read it, it's a situation that is unimaginable for any parent to be in. To live with the knowledge that your child is going to go before you is the grief in itself, or just the depression that would bring on in itself is obvious. But somehow to pick yourself up from that and not let that transfer onto your daughter so that she feels that, you know, I mean, like, oh, it's all over, you know, and just to like make it about joy, make it about celebration, make it about happiness, make it about experience. It requires a lot. It does require a lot.
Have you ever lost something or someone which you could never move on from? Or did you deal with it?
I mean, see, eventually you do come to terms with death that happens around you. You miss that person, of course. You think of that person. There are specific moments that happen when you miss that person more. Like the only relative of mine, close relative actually, that I should say, in my lifetime, who has moved on and has passed away is my grandmom. That's my mother's mother, who I was very, very close to. My other three grandparents had passed away before I was born. So she's the only person that I had a connection with. She was there for the birth of my first daughter, but she wasn't there for the birth of my second. And I remember missing her tremendously the second time around, because it was such an incredible feeling to have a great granddaughter and a grandmother, you know what I mean? Together. For her to see not just her child, but her child's child, and then her child's that child's child. It was such a wonderful feeling. So there are things like that happen, you know, where you really miss a person. But I mean, of course, your life also, I mean, you have to move on. You have to. I mean, with remembrance, with love, with all of that, you have to find a way to move. But that's what they would want.
Yeah, absolutely. Shonali also said that, you know, this movie, through this movie, she also wants to show that a lot of divorces happen because of situations like this that come in a family, according to surveys. Do you agree to that? And, you know, even she's been through a similar situation in life, so she could connect to it. Do you agree with that? How difficult does it become to break news of that separation to kids?
The thing is, obviously I'm not a psychiatrist, or I don't have that kind of intimate knowledge of why these things happen. But there is a fact that there is a statistic, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's in the higher percentages, you know, of couples not being able to sustain their relationship after the loss of a child. I probably think that the grief is too much, that you're in exactly the same environment that you were in with a child, and now the child is not there, so it becomes difficult for you. At times, depending on what happened, there can be blame, there can be guilt, there can be many different things that play a role. Marriages do tend to fall apart. The fact that Nirain and Aditi stuck together.
But does it become difficult to break such news to kids? You know, even when you were going through it, was it difficult for you as a person to sit with your kids? They were considerably
Well, nothing
young.
is easy. I mean, anything that you're going to tell your child that you feel your child doesn't want to hear is not going to be easy. You know, but the thing that your child expects from you, and by you doing it, will realize that this is what you expect from them, is to be honest about how you're feeling. You know, so that's very, 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 very key. So if you can be honest with your child, children, I mean, of course, like every other person, every other human being, they have feelings, but they're not dumb. They're not stupid. They understand way more than you and me can imagine them understanding. And they have a sense of energies, they have a sense of how their parents are feeling. And they will, as long as you don't bullshit them, as long as you don't lie to them, as long as you don't think that, oh, they'll be okay on their own, I've told them, there's a way of doing it, of course.
Absolutely.
If you do that, you know, things will come around. I mean, because eventually a child will understand why you've done what you've done. Maybe not in that moment, but it is important that you be honest with them, because similarly then they will be honest with you.
You know, you've set modern day parenting goals, both of you, I must say, and I think this comes from a fact that you are an incredibly good father. There are so many, like these two people who the film is based on, they have also set modern day parenting goals, like we see how they celebrate life. Did you connect with that, like personally? Because you also have two daughters and, you know, you are setting modern day parenting goals.
Well, you know, I honestly don't know if I think of it as modern day parenting. That's not words that come to your mind when you're actually doing it. You know, I just do what I feel is the right thing to do, which is to empower them in whichever way that I can. To not restrict them from doing things that they will want to do. The more you restrict somebody, the more they want it. You know, so whatever it is, I mean, go out there, do what you want to do. Please be safe. These are the things that you can tell them, and know for a fact that no matter what happens, your mother and me are always there for you. That is what is important. So if you have that basic foundation ready, you know, if you believe that, you know what, that no matter what happens when I go out, my family is there for me. That they've given me this confidence that I can do what I want to do. They've given me this confidence that I can be what I want to be, and nobody else can tell me what I should do. They will absolutely blossom. You know, and they'll fall, they'll pick themselves up. All of that, it's a part of life. Nobody goes through life without bumps and grazes, you know. So that's going to happen. You can't protect them like that kuch nahi ho mere bachchi ko and walk around. That's not going to happen. They have to learn on their own. They will, you know, they'll have experiences, and all you can do is
support
have them know in their core that you are there for them. You know, and that's what's important.
You know, you started working with Priyanka in Dawn, like you worked with her first time, and then as a director, and then you worked with her in Dil Dharakne Do, which was a small part. This is an entire film. How have you seen her evolve as an actress? Because she's truly the Desi girl who's representing India on a global platform like nobody else has ever done.
That is true. I mean, there's two parts to it. I mean, of course, there's one part to Priyanka, which is that she's exactly the same from the time that I met her in 2006. Which is, and I'm sure you've met her on many different occasions. She's not changed as a person, you know, and that is a good thing in my opinion. That is a good thing, that there's a certain enthusiasm and excitement about her work, about the way she wants to work, about the way she wants to be. She's very open about how she is, what she thinks. And she's never censored herself, you know, and she's always kind of been this person. She's not kind of conformed to any kind of norm that you must be a certain way, then people will respect you more or love you more. She's herself, and I absolutely love that about her. She's not fallen prey to any stereotypical image of herself, so that's very admirable.
Tufan is coming, and everybody wants to see more of you as a filmmaker.
They're going to get to see a lot of me in Tufan, actually.
As a filmmaker, as an actor. There are so many stories about Dawn 3 as well, like Tufan and Dawn 3. Is Dawn 3 happening? When are you getting back to direction? Because I love you as a director.
Thank you very much. Well, you know, the thing is, I feel that there's a certain journey that's happening that I'm following, which also actually for a while, almost a year and a half to 2 years, took me away from film and into music. So which is why after Lucknow Central, I haven't done a single film till Sky is Pink. It's almost a gap of 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
So I just feel that there is a certain instinct that I have for things that I want to do, and that I enjoy doing at that time, and I really don't want to interfere with it. You know, I feel like it's taking me to places where I wouldn't go if I started thinking rationally and logically. You know, and I feel that there's a certain creative ride that is happening, which is very satisfying for me. You know, so I'll just keep going with that. And the thing is, it's a part of who I am. Direction is a part of who I am. and it is bound to come up, again as a serious hunger to want to. It's bound to happen. It's impossible for me to say that I will never direct again, because I know it's going to happen.
Yeah,
I
but
know
Don
it.
3?
Well, I don't know about that, I get very worried. Honestly, I'll tell you, I get very worried, and I find it very unfair on people who are anticipating that film, because they're constantly being pushed to this brink of, oh, it's about to happen, and then being disappointed and being told that, actually, no, it's not. So I think it's really unfair to them. I would like to say through your channel that please be patient, that as and when something does materialize on that front, I will be the first person to say it, because there is no reason for me to hide it. It will be a gigantic announcement. It will be an announcement that we will all be excited about to want to share and do. So please be patient. As and when something does come along, you will hear it from me. So please don't believe things that keep coming up in social media.
Yeah, and
that
that
he's
problem,
doing it, he's not doing it. This one is in the film, that one is not in the film. Please don't believe any of it.
That's the problem.
Hear
Too
it
many
from
names.
me. As and when it happens, I will tell you myself. I'll make a video and I'll post it.
It was a lovely conversation. Thank you for joining
Thanks
us.
a lot.